Today I want to break down the difference between mixing and music production. Whether you're just starting out or you've been making music for decades, I think it's really important that we step back and take a look at why these two different things are actually separated. Because in reality, you could just make a song and mix it at the same time, and you may be able to even get the same result. It's good to question norms and to step back sometimes and look at the process of how we actually make music on a bigger scale. Today I want to do that in this video. I'm going to break down music production into 4 different steps and mixing into 4 different steps. And then I'm going to talk about where these steps cross over and why and if it's important to differentiate between mixing and production. Okay, let's jump into this. Crazy hailstorm going on, holy cow. So the 4 steps of music production are your initial idea generation, your looping, and your writing. So this is just where you throw the music out and you start working on it. Then number 2 is arrangement. So this is where you copy parts over and you actually build the whole structure of the song out. The 3rd step is your sound design, where you spend a little bit more time on each of the tracks and you develop the sounds. And then the 4th step is the fine-tuned details of your production, where you listen over and over and you take notes and you fix different problems in the production. So then on the other hand, for mixing, step number 1 is the big picture stuff like volume, panning, even deleting tracks or adding tracks where we need. The 2nd step is cleaning up each one of these tracks. So doing EQ work, compression, multiband compression, looking at the transients and shaping these correctly. Step number 3 is working on the effects and the ambiance. So the reverbs, delays, choruses, any crazy effects that you have on your tracks. And step 4 is similar to the music production step 4, just fine-tuning and note-taking for your mixing. You can already see that there's like a little bit of crossover between these two. For the production, there's sound design, which could be worked on during the mixing stage, and there's those note-taking, detailed production stuff, which also could be done during mixing. And then when it comes to mixing, there's your EQ, your volume setting. All of these things you're going to want to work on a bit during the production also. So it's good to have these categories established, but now we need to dive a bit deeper into why we're separating these and why we're drawing a line between the two. Okay, here's a metaphor that I think works perfectly for music making. Music production process is the rough draft writing of an essay, whereas mixing is the proofreading, the editing, and the spell checking. You don't want to do all of that editing work while you're writing your rough draft, because then you'll never get all your ideas out and it'll take forever to finish the paper. Well, the same comes to music production. And it's even more important because our ears and our brain quickly become immune to the song that we're creating. We hear it over and over again and eventually can't decipher whether it's an emotionally connecting song, whether it's a good catchy melody, whether the chord progression is fitting to the melodies. These 4 steps of music production, think of them as kind of quickly getting the idea out, rapid prototyping. For the initial writing, the looping, and all of this, do this as fast as you can. Get ideas out there quickly and just kind of throw it together, tape the parts together, and get to your arrangement step as fast as you can. You don't want to hear that 8-bar loop over and over again. Then when it comes to arrangement, just quickly start copying parts over. Copy your chorus into your pre-chorus and then edit that a little to make it sound different and not as intense as your chorus. Copy that over to the verse and then kind of strip it down even more to do your verse. Then duplicate all of that again to make the second half of the song. And then you can start crystallizing the ideas and fix things as you go. So on step number 3, the sound design, don't spend too much time on the sound design. It's different for different people. If you're working on dubstep where it's heavily sound design dependent, then yeah, maybe spend a little bit more time on sound design during production. Just get your sounds kind of halfway there and you'll know that you can finalize them during the mixing phase. When it comes to the final notes phase, get your song mostly there, but don't spend too much time on this. If you start incorporating the 4 mixing steps into your production, then you'll be playing your song over and over and over again so many times, it'll start to sound bad and you'll start changing things just for change's sake. I do think it's important to change your parts around as you produce, but you should be doing it because you know you can come up with something better not because you've heard it so many times that it starts to sound bad. It's okay to start losing objectivity when it comes to how good the songwriting is during the mixing phase, because you already have all the writing out of the way, and you can just work on referencing your song to other songs and just getting the tonal balance similar to other songs, just getting transients similar to other songs, but you're not worrying about if you're going to change parts or not. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and my take on what the difference is between mixing and production. You know, I really enjoy looking at how we create music on a bigger scale and breaking it down to determine whether or not it's the right way. So I hope you got something from this video. If you did, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe, because I'll be making a lot more videos in the coming days. And I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, see you later. Bye.